You never want to hold your bag forever because eventually it's gonna fucking come back down. All
Yeah,
right,
that's right.
so what we covered on today's chat is like where the best places be entering, right? Entering on pullbacks underneath the 50% of the last leg up. Okay, where the take profits would be on the liquidity zones. Okay, swing highs, equal highs, fair value gaps. So when we're looking at price boys, we want to make sure we understand the market structure. Okay, so this is a swing high. Okay, and this is a swing low. Okay, as the market takes out swing highs, it's called a change of character. Okay, and the market is now showing a bullish momentum on the monthly. We have a pullback into a monthly fair value gap where we can see the price action is holding quite well. Okay, this is holding just roughly about the 50% of this fair value gap, so it means that's really strong. The wicks come down. It actually even wicks like the lower fair value gap that we see down here. Okay, quickly rejects, closes 50% above this fair value gap, and then we have price making its way up in this nice run all the way through to the next
That's
liquidity
actually really
area.
good. And that was months ago, so that's like you could have seen this coming,
Yeah,
this
definitely.
this big jump here. And the fact that it like kind of lined up with with like the election and stuff like that, then that's
That was like the
like
catalyst for it to
it was a huge
yeah,
catalyst, yeah,
for it to go up to the
because
next liquidity level.
maybe it would have done this a little bit longer, right? And just like consolidated in this area, but as soon as like, the uncertainty regarding crypto kind of like cleared up, because we know Trump's like a big crypto guy,
Yeah,
then that was a huge catalyst, and we just went right through this fair value gap here.
absolutely. So this is the
Um,
monthly fair value gap here, right? So
yeah,
we have about 11 more days before this candle closes. So what
if we
I would
close
like,
above here,
yeah, in 11 days this candle will close. So if we do close above this fair value gap, that means we're going to remain bullish,
mhm,
right? So if we reject like we've been doing down here, then that gives us like a sign to be on alert. So what I like to see is I like to see the candle close above the fair value gap, right? Showing some strength. And then I like to see some opportunities for us to go long on this play. Um, but in the meantime, a lot can happen within these 11 days, right? The market is very volatile. If we just drop down quickly to the weekly chart as well, it gives us a better indication of how price reacted on the way down. Okay, so we can actually see that there are weekly fair value gaps that overlap with the monthly fair value gap, right? So this is not a fair value gap. This is a fair value gap here. I'm going to change the color. Oh, actually, that's not too bad. But we'll change it to, let's say, blue. Okay, easy on the eyes. So this monthly fair value gap in the red is overlapping with the turquoise or blue, and we can see how price is rejecting it. So that overlap is really significant. You want to kind of see that overlap with the time alignments and whatnot. Okay, we have breaker structure here, and now we have areas of interest or where price can potentially come back to on the weekly. All right, so we can take a look here. We like to see like at least a weekly candle closing above this monthly fair value gap. That's going to show us some good indication of price actually looking to go and seek higher. What we have right now, guys, is actually a little bit of a sweep of liquidity, right? So this is a swing high. As price moves above, it's now sweeping liquidity. And as you can see, the weekly closed below. That's the 50% of this monthly fair value gap. Price is still strong, so it's pushing back up. So can we continue higher? That'll be fantastic. Very, very bullish. Okay, on the daily it shows even something a lot nicer. Um, just looking at the come down here as price was retracing into the weekly, we can see the daily actually holding uh, closer to the higher end of that 50% as well of that weekly fair value gap. So it's not looking too bad. What are your take on this, Addy or Afro?
I think like it will actually continue for the rest of the month.
Yeah,
I
good.
think it wants to
Hmm.
close above this fair value gap. If there was like a place to retrace to. This is the daily, right? It probably would be that weekly fair value gap that we saw. Let's see. Not fair value gap, sorry. I could see it coming back down to this order block here
Hmm.
on the weekly. This is definitely like a zone to average in on, right?
Yeah.
So you you don't want to enter right off a sweep, right? You want some sort of structure to kind of form. Like a lot of people, took profit here. There's a lot of sells here. There's you know, people who kind of profited from this huge run. If they had a lot of money in, right? I'm sure they would have taken some profits at these levels, right? And a lot of people, I don't think a lot of people would actually chase this per se, right? Because
Hmm.
even though in the last week it did actually jump up quite a bit,
Yeah.
there's definitely we're probably gonna see a retracement, right? Either to this level here, uh, maybe even to the 50% of this fair value gap here, right? Um, and from there, we could grab a lot of buy orders, buy liquidity, and then continue the run upwards, right? Um, now, I think we saw something more significant on the monthly. Oops, sorry.
I can grab the monthly for you.
Yeah, you get that to the monthly. That'd be good. If it was to continue, we see this giant order block here, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't even notice that. Good eye.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So like if we were, going to reject or turn around at some point, maybe the sweep is not enough, right? Maybe it just continues its bull run, continues its run with everything, and then this is actually the area that's going to um, where it's going to reject, right? Or where people are looking to take profits, or where orders are building. Um, and this, I would say, is probably a really good indicator for a take profit, right? If
Yeah.
if you have been like profiting from this run here, um, this would be definitely a great take profit. And if we were going to re-enter, right? Let's say like, after you sold, you wanted to kind of get back in it. Uh, this fair value gap, you could start averaging in from this point, this order block here, right? And the 50% of this kind of this giant this giant fair value gap that we hear, right? And that we see here, and you would go down to like the
Hmm.
smaller time frames to kind of see like have like a more accurate entry for what you're looking for.
Right. I
Yeah.
totally agree with you there. One thing I like to look at is the Fibonacci as well, when we're looking to get entries on the move. So just pulling up the weekly, it makes it a little bit easier for us. And I'm just going to remove these drawings for now. And just we'll take a quick peek at the fibs alone. So fib retracement levels. Okay, there we go. So the reason why I had these alerts where I have them set is I'm looking for a retracement potentially if price was to come. We don't know exactly how bullish the market's going to be. The markets can continue up as we have very high volume that's been continuously increasing, right? So we have a lot of money flowing into these alts. But if price was to pull back, we want to buy below the discount. So anything on a discount where we want to buy below the zero point 0.5, the 618, the 6.65, and so forth. And these are the areas that I'll be looking for to average into price. As soon as we get under the 50% of this move up, this is where I would like to start averaging in. We don't know exactly where the price can turn, and especially in crypto, it can turn very quickly, and we can be at all-time highs within like a matter of like weeks, right? Because price can move exponentially, and the rate of return here can be
Sometimes
really,
days.
yeah, sometimes days exactly,
Well, I mean,
right?
look at
Yeah.
Cardano. Like
Hmm.
this is how long has it been since the run? Like 2, 3 weeks, right? Not even.
Yeah. Yeah, this is
And
like this is the third weekend, right?
this is the third week.
But
Yeah,
look, this 1 week has been so massive,
yeah.
right? That 1 week has been so massive. What we were down here and then we went all the way up. This was over 113% rate of return on your dollar, right? So,
It's funny that
yeah,
the golden zone lines up with like kind of close to the 50% of this fair value gap.
yeah, exactly, exactly. So that this fair value gap is something where I do have my eyes on. Especially it has all these different swing highs that were taken out, right? So this is a very good spot for price to come back to for I would say a nice buying opportunity. So I'll keep my eye on that. What I noticed is that because we took out this swing high here, if we just drop down to the daily, it'll let us know if we soaked orders or not, right? So if we're looking here, I'm just going to draw this across so we can see, right? So this candle should be a significant volume spike compared to the other candles, and it really isn't. It really isn't. It's actually lower than the previous day. You see that, Afro?
Yeah.
Right? So it really didn't soak those orders for a turnaround. So if we look at this candle down here, this candle. I know it's probably difficult to see, but this is a soaking candle. So it's soaking all the orders at a some sort of a level or swing low, like such as here, right?
Yeah. You see the
Um,
volume down
yeah,
here.
and you see the volume significantly increase compared to like the days to the left and days to the right, right? So we're not really getting that here at all. So this is telling me that there's still a lot of room for us to push higher because we didn't take a lot of stops out. There's not a lot of sellers, right? There's not
Yeah,
people with stop
exactly.
losses
A lot of
there.
people are holding the bag.
People are holding the bag.
Um,
They're looking to go long on it, right? So
and you can notice
yeah.
right away with like how we pulled back,
Mhm.
but it wasn't it wasn't that strong, right? We just started consolidating in this area immediately.
Mhm.
So people like the word of mouth is like going growing or whatever, people are like either holding or buying more. They don't they understand that historically this has been up to $3 and they're okay with the average price of, um 80 cents or whatever it is Canadian. You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
We're far away from the all-time highs, right? There's still a lot of room for this to
Mhm.
run. There's still a lot of gains that we can see from Cardano. So this is the beginning. It's like, hey boys, when does this bull cycle start? Well, hey, I think it's starting now. You know, right? So this opportunity, if you guys actually look at the volume here, higher volume, higher volume, higher volume, higher volume, right? Big spike of volume, right? Coming in here. And this isn't actually going into a significant area. The days following is, right, which is here. We have a
Right.
little bit of retracement, quickly rejects this fair value gap on the daily. So price is showing quick rejection off this daily fair value gap, closing right above it. Right, so that is showing strength on the daily, where price can continue running and potentially going parabolic. Like if this retracement was deeper into the daily fair value gap, then yeah, it's not showing as strong, especially even getting into the into like the 50% and that sort of thing or below. But price closed directly sitting on top of the fair value gap, wicked it, grabbed the liquidity, what it needed to from the previous day's lows, and now the price is moving higher, right? So
Yeah.
we're still fairly bullish on Cardano when we're looking at the lower time frames, such as the daily, not necessarily weekly or the monthly. Weekly and monthly, there's still room for it to come back, but on the daily, it looks like the run may continue to the upside.
I think so. I
Mm,
mean, I'm holding it, so
yeah.
I'm probably looking to take profits in those zones that we described, like the monthly order block.
Where would you be taking your profits so everyone can see what your plan is here?
Definitely will take some off.
Sorry.
Definitely take some off in the zone here.
Yeah. Okay.
I think it's very possible that because we've remained bullish even after this sweep here,
Hmm.
that we go to this level, and this is where actually like the liquidity would be sitting. Because like a dollar USD, what's that like $1.20, $1.30 Canadian,
Right.
something like that, right?
Hmm.
Um, and especially because this is also an altcoin that's available on a lot of accessible uh brokers, right? Like Wealthsimple, Robinhood, and everything like that. It's not hard to buy Cardano, right? So a lot of the public has access to it.
True.
Um, it's on a lot of popular broker websites, right? So
Yeah.
it's easy to buy, it's easy to hold, it's
Hmm.
easy to sell. There's not a lot of steps behind it.
Yeah. A lot of liquidity on it, right? So
There's a lot of liquidity on
yeah.
it, yeah.
Yeah. There's
So people will be making plays, right?
exactly. And the thing about it is a lot of people are talking about crypto now, right? Especially with Donald Trump coming in, winning the election. That's kind of started the movement here, right? So when you see a positive reaction like what we're seeing now, There's a lot of opportunities to continue on the positive momentum, especially as prices pulling back to key levels and key zones. And these key levels and key zones are shared freely on our Discord channel, right? So if you guys want, yeah,
Especially as like he actually goes into office, right? Because it's 30 days right from an election where
hmm
um the previous party just kind of like closes things off or whatever,
right,
ties things off,
yeah,
and then hands the power to Trump, right? And I believe it was Cardano's the owner of Cardano, not the owner. I can't remember who he appointed as like the um, one of the positions that are very close to him. Sorry, I'm like I don't know the exact details. I just know that he appointed somebody in a position close to him that was the ex owner of Cardano or something like that. Like somebody very into crypto, right? And that's actually partially probably one of the reasons why it shot up so much,
right, okay,
right? Because now there's going to be a lot of moves that are happening that are beneficial to crypto in general, and then that's the big thing with Bitcoin running as well.
absolutely. Now, where I think these take profits would be if we do get like a nice momentum up, because the monthly is looking so bullish, boys, right? If the monthly continues to continue trend upwards, we have areas of that are strong areas that the market can pull to. So after is completely right. This is a nice order block, but also these are fairly equal highs. So this is where liquidity is going to be resting, right? Liquidity is usually around those equal high zones. So like right here, right? Equal highs. A lot of liquidity there in this one zone. So the market could really just reach and punch through the 124 levels, especially if we have momentum like what we've been seeing in the past few days or the past couple of weeks, right? And then when we take a look at, hey, where's the next fair value gap on the monthly? It's up here, right? So this is the next zone that we can move into. And then where the next swing high is, it's right here. That's a swing high. So next area of liquidity. And then we have the all-time highs up here, right? So these are the key zones that we can start taking profits on as the market is moving up. So you can, if you're holding the bag from like down here, right? One of the areas you would take it on the order block or the swing high, or sorry, the equal highs. Next would be like the fair value gap because this is where price will likely to reject. And then we're looking at the next swing high and then all-time highs. And then you hold a partial for price discovery and to see how far that can run and make you money, right? But we want to take and pay, we want to take profits and pay ourselves along the way as the market is running to the upside. Entering on pullbacks underneath the 50% of the last leg up, okay, where the take profits would be on the liquidity zones, okay, swing highs, equal highs, fair value gaps, okay, and we'll have all this stuff posted in our Discord chat for members to reference, to learn more about, to ask questions. It's all open forum there, so feel free to join us anytime you want. Just comment down below if you guys have any questions. Do you have anything to add before we close off here, Afro?
No, that's it. I hope this goes to $10.
Yeah, dude, I hope so, man. Goes to $10. I have a lot of happy dudes in our Discord. All right, a lot of happy individuals. So wish you all the best. Stay safe and have a good day.